Today we're in Skopje, the capital city of North Macedonia, known for its high density of statues, being one of the cities with the most statues in the entire world. Behind me is a statue of Alexander the Great, but behind that, on the mountain behind, is Millennium Cross, which is where we're going to be going to start this video. Now, to get to Millennium Cross, we're going to have to go and take the bus to the midpoint of the mountain, which then you can get a cable car up to the top if it's working. I've read a lot online that it's currently out of service. If it is, it's maybe like an hour or hour and a half walk from there to the top. It's not too hot today, it's maybe like 22, 23 degrees, so it shouldn't be too bad if we have to walk, but hopefully the cable car is working. The bus I'm on is the 25 bus. It's not going to show up on Google Maps, so you're going to have to download the Skopje bus app, and this bus takes you to the cable car where you can either walk up or get the cable car. But the mad thing about buses here in Skopje is that they're old London style buses, and the interesting story behind them is that in the 50s, when Skopje was part of Yugoslavia, they bought the old buses from London, and then an earthquake happened in the 60s. Most of the public transport fleet got destroyed, so they no longer had them. They had to convert to like the long and bendy buses, and then in 2010 they commissioned a fleet of these buses to be made by a Chinese company. So like look like old buses, and that's what drive through the city today, which are quite cool. Okay, we've got off the bus now at the midpoint of like the hill where the cable car is. I have no idea where the cable car actually is, so I don't know if it's working. I don't know the path to walk, so I'm just walking to where these little shops are. So this is the cable car place. It's got like stop signs and a fence across, so yeah, it's definitely closed. So we're gonna have to walk to the top, which takes maybe like an hour. Okay, so I think I found the start of the trail. I asked a worker who was just cutting the grass where to go, and he said 100 meters in the direction I've gone, there's stairs. Okay, there's signs. I've found the stairs. 1 hour. 1 hour. They both go to the same place. Yeah, I think they do. Olympic Trail. Skopje Trail. I don't know what way to go, this way or this way. Both the same time. This one's slightly shorter distance, same height. We'll go the shorter distance. Right. So we've got an hour of walking ahead of us. Hopefully I can cut that down to maybe 45 minutes, and hopefully it's quite shaded from the sun, which it does appear to be very shaded. We are walking through some thick bushes and trees. It seems like the path's well marked out. You've got these red paint spots on the trees along the way, although the actual walk itself doesn't really seem to be that maintained. It's just dirt with some wooden steps. One thing I've just realised as I'm struggling to walk up this hill is that I picked a shorter route, but the height elevation is the same, which means the shorter route has to be slightly steeper on average, which means it's also harder. It's shorter, but it's harder. And I've not drank any water today. I've had a bowl of cereal, so I drank the milk, but no water, which is probably not a smart idea. We've got to a clearing now and got our first look at Skopje. It looks quite cool from here, so hopefully the view looks even better from at the top. There's a bench about halfway up which has an incredible view of Skopje and of the mountains. Let me show you. Look at this view, it's incredible. Wow. We've got our first look at the Millennium Cross now, right next to, I think that's the cell tower, which looks far better than the cross, in my opinion. So we've made it onto the proper road. This is a long way that you can go if you start at the bottom and follow the road. I think it takes like 2 hours, the man said. Whereas this, the path I went up goes through like the forest, up at the side of the hill, and takes maybe like an hour, hour and a half. So we're on the final stretch now, maybe like 10 minutes away from getting to the Millennium Cross. I'm sweating, absolutely sweating, and I'm sort of getting hungry too. So hopefully this doesn't take too much longer. I feel like I'm in Stephen King's The Long Walk, walking down this long winding path with no end in sight. We have finally made it to the top, right next to the telecoms building, or whatever it is. It is huge, absolutely massive. Here we are, we have reached the Millennium Cross. Let's go and see if there's anything else up here underneath the cross. Apparently you can also go to the very top of the cross. There's an elevator inside, and I assume that's the viewing platform there. I don't know if it's open now, so not sure if that's something we're going to be able to do, but there might be like a restaurant or a cafe up here. I don't think they have a cafe up here, but they do have a shop where you can buy some fresh juice. You can get coffee from there, to be fair, and also some snacks. These are apparently very popular here in North Macedonia. They're like peanut flavoured like puff crisps, and they're not that bad, to be fair, but the view up here is incredible. This is the opposite side of the mountain, so the city is behind me, but like this, the like valley there, it looks so amazing. Also, you can't go to the very top of the cross at the moment because they're repairing the elevator, so the elevator's under repair and the cable cars are also under repair. Look at this little seating area right on the edge of the hill, or the cliff. This is sick. I'm gonna go down here and sit down here. Wow! Oh my god, this is sick. I've somehow made friends with a cat. As much as I'm loving this view and I could sit here all day, I am going to head back down the mountain now and try and get the bus into the city, go get a shower and then explore more of Skopje. We're back in the centre of Skopje now. I've been home, showered and I've got changed. We're going to go and get some food, some traditional North Macedonian food, and along the way I'm going to show you some cool things. So most of the stuff you'll see here in the city centre of Skopje is brand new. Basically it's less than 20 years old, because there was this project called Skopje 2014 which started in 2010, and the idea was to bring tourism to the city by redeveloping it, investing in the city centre and making it look incredible, which it does. It looks really good, to be fair. A bit too many statues in my opinion. There's statues everywhere, like this bridge for example. It's just statues the entire way along. A statue over there, statues there. There are literally probably hundreds of statues dotted around the city centre, but the project is it was successful in ways of bringing tourism, but it was massively over budget. It cost around 600 million euros for the entire project, which at the time was a disaster because it was originally only meant to cost like 80 million and the price ballooned. You've also got some failed projects such as the pirate ships. This one is a restaurant, it's open, you can go in there. That one down there though, that's an abandoned pirate ship, there's nothing in there. You can go in though, and that's where we're going to go before going to get some food. We're going to go and have a little look inside this abandoned pirate ship. Here we are, here's the abandoned pirate ship. We're going to go inside now. I don't know how safe it is. Floor seems to be coming away. I'm gonna go in. Oh, there's a rat. Nice. We're still gonna go in. Okay. Oh. Okay. It's absolutely ruined in here. This definitely doesn't seem that safe. Hi. This definitely doesn't seem that safe at all. No. No, up there. Okay. You're told not to go up there by someone inside here. There is a bridge here though. I'm gonna go up the stairs and go across the bridge. Right, we'll go in across the bridge. So this is the deck of the ship. I assume these are the stairs that I was coming up before. Yes, they are. It's absolutely ruined. Let's go up here. These are concrete. These are concrete steps, so I should be okay. I'm making sure to stand on the beams, but like no floor left. The views though, views quite good. But like the funny thing about these are, it's not really like an actual boat, it's not floating, it's on concrete columns, and the base of it I think is also concrete. Obviously most of the actual ship itself is metal or concrete with also like a wood exterior, but you can see metal beams, so it's not a real wooden pirate ship. And it could also cause controversy as well when it was getting built or when it opened, because people said that it could make the banks of the rivers flood because you've got this big concrete like pirate ship in the river. So when the river floods, this displaces an incredible volume of water, which makes it more likely that the water will rise and go over the riverbank. Another controversial point of view from historians was the fact that North Macedonia is landlocked and the rivers don't go to the sea. I don't think that, so having a pirate ship is just not historically accurate, because they wouldn't have had big seafaring vessels like this or like that one over there, because they just would never have been able to get to the sea. I also believe that that side of the river is the Albanian side, because North Macedonia is made up of several different ethnic groups, but the two main ones are Macedonians and Albanians. So I think I read that that side is like the Albanian quarter, but I'm not 100% certain. The traditional North Macedonian food that I've got is called tafche grafche. Probably butchered how you pronounce that, but it's basically baked beans. I think it translates to skillet beans, because I guess the beans are fried and they are served in like this earthen pot. Sometimes you get it with bread. I had to get this as extra, and sometimes it comes with a sausage in, but this is just beans. I think it has like onion in as well, and maybe some other vegetables. Those beans were delicious. Obviously, being from the UK, I'm a lover of beans. We have baked beans on toast fairly often, probably weekly, but they were so much better. Obviously from a restaurant, so it's like restaurant quality, but yeah, no, they were lovely. Highly recommend getting it if you come to North Macedonia. I was walking down the river after finishing my food, and I realised that they have a third pirate ship. This one is also abandoned, but this one looks like so much better than the other one. It's got windows still intact, it's got bars on the door and on the little bridge, so you can't actually go over there. So I googled it, and I think the one that I was on was never finished, because they built 3 of them. One of them they didn't finish the construction of, and the other 2 they did, and they opened them both into restaurants. However, one of them closed down, the other one is still open. I think this must be the restaurant that closed down, because it looks like it's fully finished, it looks intact. So I assume this opened and closed down, and then the one that we went on must be the one that just didn't get completed, and that's why it's an absolute ruin, because they didn't finish it, then they didn't bar it off so people could go on and vandalise it. I'm gonna head back to the hostel for the rest of the night now. Tomorrow we're gonna be going to a river canyon, so I'll see you then. Today we are at Macedonia Canyon, which is like maybe a 40-minute drive outside of Skopje city centre, not far at all. And I bumped into a fellow YouTuber, Brandon, in transit from Las Vegas, and we're going to be doing this hike together. And already we've got stunning views of the canyon. Let's go and explore. We've arrived at our first like point of interest along the trail. It is the dam, which I assume is the lake, because there's a lake here. You've got the river down below, and by the looks of it we can walk along the dam or across the dam to the other side of the canyon. Okay, I was wrong, you don't walk across the dam, that's probably just for workers. You walk around the dam. I assume this is the lake, maybe. We've got the best views of the canyon so far because the sun is being blocked by the canyon behind us. Down here you've got all the river boats or lake boats. You've got the restaurants over there. We've been walking along the bank of the lake or the river now for maybe like 20 minutes, half an hour. We don't know how far to go, so we're gonna go get on a boat instead and go to a cave, because there's a cave that the boat takes you to, and apparently it's the deepest cave in the world. We've got our tickets for the boat now. It's like a 2-hour boat ride, an hour there, hour back. I didn't have enough money. I had like 300. Brandon luckily loaned me the rest of the money, so very grateful to Brandon. Right.
No, but you got this. Do you have your ticket? Yes, we have to give him because there's a warehouse. Dear friends, so that is the second deepest underwater cave in Europe, or the deepest on Balkans. First team was Italian expedition, and the second team was tandem with Polish and Belgian. Polish scuba diver, he reached 240 meters. They had to stop and to go back, even it was obvious the cave is much deeper.
Apparently we get off the boat, I didn't know that. I think we get off in the cave and walk around the cave a little bit. The guy said that it's officially the second deepest cave in Europe, but they know it goes much deeper, which makes it the deepest cave in the world, but it's too hard to explore deeper. You can see the trail still comes all the way along here. Which the walk must be quite long. One of the things I noticed as well, there's a really nice boat ride, but we don't have a life jacket, which it says on like the sign we get one, and they just not giving us one. We've just pulled up at the cave. Now I thought the boat went into the cave, but it doesn't. It stops like outside it. It's like a 2-minute walk, but they only give you 20 minutes to go and explore the cave, which isn't a lot. But I guess it depends how big the cave actually is.
Never.
We're inside the cave now, and the temperature in here is so nice, lovely and cool. And the cave's huge, it's massive. Let me show you this view, it looks amazing. Look at that. Wow. I think this is all we can go to, and that's probably why we've only got 20 minutes, because we can't go any further. Obviously the cave goes deeper. We've got little water lakes there, and then over here you've got a little lake as well. So yeah, this is the deepest cave in the world unofficially, because they've never explored deeper than, I think he said, like 205 meters or 240 meters. I'll Google it, I'll put it on screen. But they know that it goes deeper, but with decompression it just makes it so hard to go down, because it takes hours to come back up and a whole team to provide oxygen. maybe like food and stuff, like energy gels to keep the diver energized whilst he's underwater for hours. You can hear a lot of bats in this cave just like twerking away. Can't see them, but they'll be up there. Oh yeah, I think you can see some bats right there. Look at the water here, look how like crystal clear it is. And I really want to go in, but we've not seen anywhere that you can easily like access the water, and we've not seen anyone swimming in the water either. What did you think? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, that was super cool. It was definitely, I was expecting the boat to go in, but it was actually kind of nice that you could just like walk around.
It was nice and cool in there as well.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah.
I took my hat off and I was just like, oh yes. let the cool air just hit my head. Yeah, really cool. And definitely recommend it.
We're back in the city centre now after spending a couple of hours at the canyon. It was sick, and we've come for some food with Brandon. I've got the same thing as yesterday, some beans and some bread, but I've been so sick all day, so hopefully this makes me feel a little bit better. I finished my food. I'm feeling so much better now after having something to eat and sitting down for like 2 hours. I've just left Brandon, then Brandon's gone off to go back to his hotel for a nap, and I'm gonna go to the old bazaar. So to get to the old bazaar we have to walk over the stone bridge that takes us to the Albanian side of the city. The bazaar is apparently not too far over the bridge. It's like within 100 meters, so it's not too bad. Just walking over it now. This bazaar is supposedly the largest marketplace in the entire Balkans. It dates back to the 12th century, and surprisingly it survived the 1963 earthquake that destroyed most of the city of Skopje. So, and this was left mostly untouched by the earthquake, which is very lucky. Today this labyrinth of open air market streets is the best place in Skopje to come for some souvenirs, but not just that, it's also great for coffee shops because there's a lot of cafes and restaurants within these streets. I've crossed back over the stone bridge and I'm now back in the centre of Skopje. I'm going to end the video here because I have to go back to the hostel and start packing to leave tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you smash the like button, comment below if you've ever been here or would ever come here, subscribe if you're not already, and as always, keep exploring.